guys, today we're going to talk about Proverbs chapter 13, verse 10. Let me go ahead and read it, and then we'll talk about it together. It says, "By insolence comes nothing but strife, but with those who take advice is wisdom." That word insolence, I think, is a really excellent way to translate. The word can mean pride, arrogance, presumption. Insolence kind of gives you this really good picture, though, I think, of what it's trying to indicate. The idea of somebody who is speaking and acting in their pride way above how they should be in that situation. Maybe they should be being more humble, taking a quieter line, but instead they're just coming right off and saying, here's what I think, and you need to listen to me. You know, when I thought about that word insolent, I thought of the times that maybe I've seen someone get fired at a job. You ever watch somebody get fired? I used to work at a food service place, and this would happen pretty regularly. And sometimes you got to see a really weird situation where somebody who was behaving in an insolent way would start arguing with the boss as to why they shouldn't be fired. And it always used to kind of make me laugh, because you would think, man, what's going on in your head that you think you're going to convince your boss to say, oh, you know what, my bad, I take it back, we'll keep you on. That's not going to happen, right? They decided that they were going to let you go because of something you did. It's time to just kind of say, well, that makes sense, and give it another try somewhere else. But when you have that pride that's going on in your heart, and you've decided that I'm right, they need to hear me out, I'm going to have my say, nobody talks to me like that. When you have that going on, you're not thinking through how you're supposed to behave. You're just acting in the moment and in your pride, and that's where you can get yourself into trouble. This proverb says that out of that comes nothing but strife. You're going to cause yourself nothing but problems if you do that. And then it contrasts it, and it says, with those who take advice is wisdom. And I was thinking, in order to take advice, what do you have to do? You have to stop. You have to look at the situation. You have to say, you know what, I don't really understand everything that's going on here. I don't really know how I'm going to handle this. And you got to get in contact with somebody that you trust to give you a good opinion and a good judgment. And that is a wise way to approach these situations, because you're slowing yourself down, and you're not just allowing yourself to act in your own pride, in your own, hubris would be the word I think we would use. It's kind of an old word, but that idea of just saying, I've got this, and instead you're saying, no, I don't have this. Let me ask somebody else. And I think, of course, Scripture is telling us the wisest way to approach these things. You say, you know what, hey, Mom, I've got this situation with this friend. What do you think? How should I approach her? What do you think I should do? Or you say, hey, you could talk to your pastor. You give him a call and say, what am I supposed to do in this situation, this temptation I'm dealing with? You talk to a really good friend and you say, hey, man, here's what's going on. Like, what do you think? And by taking that time, you're getting someone else's wisdom, and they're going to have a better view often of the situation than you will, because they're not caught up in the emotional aspect of it where you might be ready to defend yourself. And your good friend is going to tell you, hey, man, you messed up, and you need to go ahead and be humble and acknowledge that that's what's going on. So these are just good, reminders from the Word that this is the way we should approach these things as Christians. We don't want to be insolent. We don't want to be filled with pride. We don't want to be known as the guy who just, he doesn't know when to quit. He just is going to say what he's going to say, no matter what the situation. That's not how we should be behaving. We should be with those who take advice. We should be the ones who are wisely approaching situations and allowing the Lord to fight our battles, and kind of waiting to see what it is that we should do in those times and places. So it's a good encouragement for us today, and we'll see you guys soon.